Schwarzenegger in Hollywood and Salman Khan in Bollywood are both famous for owning a magnificent pair of these. Do you know what I'm talking about? I am, of course, referring to the magnificent Pectoralis Major muscle. In this video, I'm going to cover the essential anatomical features of this wonderful muscle. Now, you will probably know that the Pectoralis Major is found on the anterior chest wall, and you will probably also know that it brings the outstretched or abducted arms back towards the middle of the body. This movement is called adduction, and it is the basis of the famous pec deck exercise. But what you may be interested to learn is that with Pectoralis Major, you kind of get two muscles for the price of one. Want to know more? Let's take a closer look. Pectoralis Major has a very broad origin, and it's often described as a fan-shaped muscle that arises from two parts or from two heads, to put it in proper anatomical terms. These are the clavicular head and the sternal head. The sternal head, or sternocostal head, is by far the larger of the two, and it originates from the anterior aspect of the sternum and the costal cartilages of ribs 1 to 6, and also the aponeurosis of the external oblique muscle. The clavicular head, as the name would suggest, originates from the anterior medial half of the clavicle. Both parts of this muscle insert onto the bicipital groove, or the lateral lip of the bicipital groove to be more precise. This is a rigid bone that's to be found on the medial part of the upper or proximal humerus. Now this is where I think this muscle gets very interesting, because you'll notice that the fibres of the sternal head insert more deeply than the clavicular head, but if you look very carefully, you'll see that the lower fibres of the sternal head insert higher on the groove, and the higher fibres of the sternal head insert lower down on the bicipital groove. With the clavicular head, the medial fibres insert higher up on the humerus, and the lateral fibres insert lower down on the humerus. But look at what it does to the insertion. The fibres appear to twist and spiral gracefully around each other as they insert onto the bone. For me, this is anatomy at its most beautiful. As it is such a big and powerful muscle, the pec major deserves a good nerve supply, and boy does it get it. Not just from one nerve, but from two nerves straight from our friend the brachial plexus. These are the medial pectoral nerve from the medial cord of the brachial plexus, and the lateral pectoral nerve from none other than the lateral cord of the brachial plexus. So now you know all the key features of the Pectoralis Major muscle. For more information on the brachial plexus, do have a look at one of our earlier videos. You'll find them on our channel. So if you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Your anatomy matters.